Hey everybody, Alex Kozora, SteelersDepot.com, back for another Pittsburgh Steelers tape breakdown. I want to talk about James Washington, and despite all the many issues the 2019 Pittsburgh Steelers offense had, James Washington was a bright spot, and I was really encouraged by his sophomore year. And I think there was a couple different reasons for why he played so much better as a sophomore compared to a rookie. And I want to illustrate those reasons here today. And I'm going to start with 2018 tape because we got a reminder of why he struggled so much as a rookie. This is a couple examples here. This is top of the screen here working against Orlando Scandrick. And I just thought he really struggled to stack quarterbacks to get on top of them. When I talk about stacking quarterbacks, you want to get on top of them, basically box them out, and just being able to have good stems and releases and be able to win the route early. And you see it here. Scandrick's playing what we call a bail technique. So he's opening his hips to the field, trying to funnel the receiver to the inside so he can't get to the outside. In Washington, and I'm sure this was partly the way the route was designed, that's why he's doing it, but wants to stem this to the outside. He's just going to run out of room here. He can't stack. Scandrick's able to box him out, and the throw may not have been the greatest. I don't think it was a bad throw, but there's just no chance for Washington to win this route. Instead of winning inside where the defender's giving up the leverage and funneling him to, and then trying to work up on top of him once you stack him and get on top of the route. So right here, he's going to stem to the outside when the cornerback is funneling him inside. Take the inside, leverage here, inside stem, then get on top of the corner and drift back outside. When you drift outside initially, you run yourself out of room. Now Scandrick right here, it's a little hard to see, I know, is able just to stay on top of him, and Washington has no chance to win on this route. And you saw that all too often as a rookie, him not stemming correctly, not stacking cornerbacks. It created a lot of issues, inconsistency in his game. We have a couple more examples of that coming up from his rookie year. There's actually later in the Chiefs game, again facing Scandrick top of the screen. And I'm not mad about the release here going outside, but he does not have the ability to, rip through this. Doesn't have the physicality. And again, he just gets pushed to the sideline and just runs out of room. The cornerback really uses leverage well here in Washington's not able to stack the corner. You see it on top of the route here. I mean, they are just hip to hip. The cornerback's in excellent position. There's just no chance for Washington to be able to make this play. I want to see him basically right here be able to stack, be able that's ripping through, just having the ability just to get square, get vertical, get on top of the corner. Instead, Skandrick's basically able to bump and ride him to the sideline. You run out of space, no room for the throw. It's an easy incompletion. One last look at it, and we'll go to the next play. Okay, this is week 4 against Baltimore. Washington lined up bottom of the screen. This is a little better than the Chiefs game from Washington, but it's still obviously not good enough. Gets off the line decently here, but just not able to stack the corner entirely. They're still in a pretty close hip to hip relationship. This cornerback is definitely in phase, meaning he's in the inside hip pocket of the receiver, able to make a play on the football. And Washington sees the ball late, tracks it late, stems outside, really close at the catch point, and it's incomplete. So look at the end zone view because it gives us a bit of the finish of this play. Just not able to stack and able to win the route early enough, and it creates the incompletion. So let me go back through the end zone view here and just kind of look at the end there and kind of go frame by frame with it. Again, you want to get on top of these corners, box them out. That's how Washington's going to win, especially since he's not a 4-3 type of guy. He wants to use with size and physicality to win at the catch point. But right there, pretty close hip tip relationship. Washington sees the ball late. It's kind of a poor track, tries to get outside one hand. Is his arm being grabbed? Yeah, probably. But just more to the point, it's less about the finish, but just about the actual stacking of the route. He just never really gets on top of the corner, so the corner can't do things like armbar you and pull your arm down and bump you. If you're on top of him, he can't really do anything to you. But right here, he's just not able to get that relationship you want to get enough separation at the top of the route to be able to make this catch. All right, last example of his rookie year, and this is similar to the first play I showed. This Washington top of the screen here, late in the game versus New Orleans, and it's the same thing. Cornerback playing with this bail technique, back to the sideline, and Washington is just running himself out of room here by trying to go outside stem on this when there's just no room. When you're, a line wide like that, outside the numbers, you're trying to have an outside release against a cornerback trying to funnel to the inside. Take the inside route, and then once you get on top of him, you can maybe stem that thing back to the outside. But there's just no room here for James Washington to make this play, and it ends with predictable, disastrous results. He gets caught up at the feet of the cornerback here, falls down, and the pass falls harmlessly incomplete. Other thing on this play, it's a slow. He just does not get off the ball quickly enough. Watch him right there on the snap. Juju, you can compare. Let me go back and maybe try to get a better frame by frame of it. But he's just a little slow off the snap too. I know it's the road. I know you're farthest away from the ball. It's a little harder to hear and see, but you got to be able to ID that ball a little bit better. So let's try to break this down, time it right. You see Juju's basically already crossing the line of scrimmage. Washington has yet to do so. He's just a little slow off the line there. It's a minor thing, but it certainly is a coaching point. So you got to be able to stem this thing inside, take what the defense gives you, stack these cornerbacks. If you're going to be behind these cornerbacks in the deep ball, you have no chance to win. And this pass falls incomplete. So just a poor job of technique. But as you'll see in these next couple of clips, it's cleaned up for 2019. Immediately in 2019, you already saw a difference in Washington. He got bigger, stronger, better conditioning, more physical. Bottom of the screen here, week one against New England. I just like the release, like the physicality. He's able to get on top of the corner. Now, granted, the corner here at the bottom does lose track of the football, but Washington's able to run through it and stay with it and be able to find the football while running at speed. That is, of course, a really important trait, results in a 45-yard gain. So he's got a quicker release. He's more physical to avoid the little bump here of the corner. Doesn't stack him perfectly, but does a great job at the end to finish that play, to finish that route, finishes it better than what the cornerback does. And it results in a really positive play for him, a 45-yard gain. We'll take a look at the end zone view, see if it shows us anything about the finish of this play. But you can already kind of just tell that difference. He's moving at a different speed, he's more physical, and he's finishing the play a whole lot better. So at the catch point here, cornerback loses it, Washington creates space, and it's a big play. You're even able to sense some of that growth and development, even on incompletions. I love this play from Washington, even though this pass is not complete. He's bottom of the screen here, and I just like the nuance and technique and the physicality within the route. And this is a perfect example of being able to stack the cornerback. So let's talk through this one. Cornerback here. Washington's going to start. He wants to win outside here on this route and go vertical, but he's going to give him a little fake to the inside here, right there. And what that does, the cornerback is not going to engage and opens that right hip just a little bit to start the turn. And so once Washington comes inside, he's going to come back outside and rip through the cornerback to stack and get on top of him, right there. As you can kind of tell, able to rip through. And now he's stacked on top. Now the cornerback's in trail as opposed to being in a hip to hip relationship. And now you have a chance to win this route. To throw maybe off the mark just a little bit. It just goes off Washington's fingertips, something else to work on. But really like the physicality here because, again, Washington is not a 4-3 Mike Wallace speed guy. He's going to win on more size and physicality and his release off the line of scrimmage, where he's just bigger than some of these corners, bigger and stronger than the guys he's facing. So I like the technique in the route, the sell inside just a little bit to get the corner to open the hips slightly and then rip through, stack them, get on top, and win vertical. Does not result in the outcome you want there, but you can, again, really clearly tell some of the progressions he's making, stuff you just did not see on his rookie tape because he didn't see a lot of press coverage at Oklahoma State. It was brand new to him. By sophomore year, he began to figure it out. Another good example, Week 13 versus the Browns. Washington snack with Tevin Jones, bottom of the screen. And similar to the Dolphins clip, him just being able to have a good, quicker release and then run through contact to stack the quarterback. That's what happens here. I think it's going against rookie Greedy Williams, if I'm not mistaken. But look at this thing. Nice job to run through, rip through the cornerback, be able to just, physical and just basically run through him. That's all you have to do. And it's good hand use and good technique as well. And he's able to stack it on top of the cornerback. Again, cornerback in a trail position. That is critical for any vertical receiver, any receiver in general running a deep route. Ball is again poorly thrown, but whenever you're stack the corner and the corner is now trailing, he can't find the football. His mission is now to catch up to you. So because that cornerback's behind, Washington can find the football. The cornerback is trailing. He's just now following the eyes and the hands of the receiver. He can't turn his head and find the football. And so Washington's able to adjust to this underthrown pass and then, of course, finishes it with an amazing catch there at the end to adjust to that one and pull in the touchdown for a 30-yard score. So look at the end zone view at the finish of this play. But because he's able to win the route early, he's able to win the route late by being able to find the football because the quarterback is simply not able to. So again, here able to find it and gets pulled and great concentration, great hands, all the things he got drafted for. And you even see it a little bit of him winning the release in the end zone view here, right there, being able to rip through the corner. He's trying to push him and move him downfield a little bit, and he's able to just get on top of him, find the football, and finish the play with a spectacular grab. And finally, week 17 versus the Ravens. Washington again, bottom of the screen. Just a nice, clean, quick release here to sack the cornerback, get on top, wins that route early against a press rolled up corner. The throw is a little off the mark and incomplete. That is the woes of the Steelers quarterback situation. But I just like how effortless and smooth this was. Just kind of a quick, feet fire release and then stem outside, get on top of the cornerback. You've won the route, and then the throw hopefully will dictate the result of this play. But right here, able to win the route here. Cornerback tries to shove him. Washington with more strength and physicality. He's able to brush that off pretty easily. And now he's stacking the cornerback, getting on top better than he did as a rookie. And again, the throw is not great. And had the throw been better and more downfield, you would have seen him stack him even more. Washington kind of had to fade to the outside. He wasn't getting as vertical, so the cornerback was able to catch up a bit. But if that throw is more downfield as opposed towards the sideline, then this is going to look even better for Washington, and you probably would have had a much better chance at a completion as well. So big improvement from James Washington from year one to year two. Now he will get to play with Ben, who's obviously going to be a massive upgrade. That'll be the best thing for James Washington and this entire receiving core in 2020. So I'm excited for his development. He's never going to be a 100 catch kind of guy, but I think he can succeed as a vertical threat. He was showing those traits last year, and I think he will be even better in 2020. So thank you guys so much for watching the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and we'll talk to you soon.